Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to be talking about how a nuclear power plant works, its challenges, and my opinion on nuclear energy. In a nuclear power plant, a nuclear reaction is needed. To create a nuclear reaction, an element that can undergo and sustain nuclear fission is needed. Some examples include uranium-233, uranium-235, and plutonium-239. These elements naturally undergo alpha decay, which is radioactive. A nuclear reaction is a chain reaction, which starts with shooting a neutron at high speeds to split the uranium-235 nucleus, or any of the elements previously mentioned. The splitting of the nucleus causes the energy that was used to hold the nucleus together to be released. When the energy of the nucleus is released, more neutrons are released, causing a chain reaction. The exponential release of energy creates lots of heat at a very fast rate. To control this, control rods are used to slow the rate of reaction by absorbing high amounts of neutrons without fissioning. Control rods can be made of cadmium, hafnium, or boron. As you can see from the picture, water is very close to the reaction. The water in the nuclear reactor acts for two purposes: one for controlling the temperature of the reaction, and two for creating steam. The high pressure steam is then moved through the pipelines into a turbine. The steam generated with the heat from the nuclear reactor spins a turbine to then be transferred into a generator, then electricity. After the steam goes through the turbine, it is then moved to a condenser, which converts the steam into water. The water that was converted then moves to a large cooling towers, where the hot water eventually evaporates, and any excess is dumped back into the reservoir or where the water was first obtained. Now let's move on to the challenges, advantages, and drawbacks. The biggest challenge in a nuclear reactor is its maintenance. Without constant maintenance, a nuclear reactor could melt down or even worse, blow up. One of the biggest drawbacks to nuclear reactors is that natural disasters could destroy the facilities which aid in maintaining the nuclear reactor. In Fukushima, Japan, for example, a tsunami hit the nuclear power plant site, causing the main power electrical supply of the plant to be shut off. The backup generators turned on, but soon after another tsunami hit, which flooded the site, causing the underground generators to shut off. Due to the lack of power to pump water to cool the reactor, the nuclear reactor overheated and eventually blew up. This caused the surrounding area to be radioactive and restricted for public access. Another drawback is that nuclear fuel rods filled with uranium pellets only last about 6 years, and after those 6 years of fission no longer can take place, meaning that power can no longer be extracted from the reaction. Although the reaction has stopped, of what's left is extremely radioactive and can be stored anywhere, because the radioactive waste can leak into the environment. At the moment, Finland is the only country with a permanent nuclear waste solution, while other countries' nuclear storage solutions are considered temporary, which is mostly stored in tanks of water in isolated facilities. It is very important for nuclear waste to be kept isolated and away from the public because of the high radioactivity that is emitted from the waste. Furthermore, the half-life of uranium-235 is about 700 million years, meaning a permanent solution is desirable considering the radioactivity of the waste. Finland's solution to storing the nuclear waste is storing it in a deserted location away from civilization and conveying precaution in several languages and pictures in case humanity goes extinct to make sure no creatures in the future enter the facility. There are also several positives to nuclear energy. For one, there is a significant decrease in the amount of carbon dioxide emissions to produce 1 kilowatt hour of energy. A coal power plant produces 820 grams of carbon dioxide, while a nuclear power plant only produces 12 grams of carbon dioxide. Aside from its efficiency, nuclear power plants provide a reliable source of energy and can run at efficiency whether it's cloudy or not windy, when compared with other forms of energy such as solar panels and wind. Now finally, my opinion on nuclear energy. I think nuclear energy is a temporary solution for a long-term problem. New renewable and environmental friendly forms of obtaining energy must be discovered. In the meantime, nuclear energy seems to be the most cost-effective and eco-friendly solution to our energy problem. Like mentioned before, nuclear waste is dangerous, and in the future it can stab the human race in the back.